Hi, welcome to STV National. This is Balu Boyapati. We are here India International Center at World Consumer Day. With us Mr. Srikanth Vadlla. He is from NCRC. Hi sir, how are you?
Hello, Balu.
How are you sir?
Good, thank you.
Sir, can I ask you a few questions about the NCRC and you are the guest to here.
Yeah, of course, I'm the delegate of the NCRC, in fact, and I'm from Trellis School, Anantapur.
Okay sir. Can you tell us about the role and responsibilities with the NCRC and how it aligns with your vision for your unique school concept?
Yep, first of all, on the eve of World Consumer Rights Day, I extend my best wishes from the National Human Rights Commission. And today I'm really delighted to be a part of this NCRC meeting. And they came up to Anantapur and they have interviewed our school, and they were identifying the best schools across. And finally, I'm privileged to have this award today from the NCRC because they identified us on, for our best practices, what we follow in our school. Yeah. And as far as the connection between the NCRC and the school concerned, NCRC is doing a tremendous work in terms of identifying in the several verticals as far as the merchants and also the educationists and also the colleges concerned. By providing the best practices awards to all these people on behalf of this World Consumer Rights Day.
How you are involved with the NCRC influenced your approach to education and community impact through your school?
In fact, NCRC approached Mr. Balakrishna and he approached us in the last year, and as a part of his research work, to identify the best schools across the South India. So he was given some questionnaire like what best practices that we follow and what practices that we have internally to retain the employees and what curriculum that we follow and everything. So during this time, during that time, as a part of our interview, I have given enough information about the school, and I was very happy to see ourselves to qualify and achieve this national award for the Trellis School.
In what ways do you integrate consumer rights education into your school's curriculum and others?
Yeah, this is a very good question actually. In what way we inculcate the consumer rights? Okay, so nowadays if you could look through, today we've been recognized for towards the activity what we are doing, that is called FILS. FILS means financial literacy learning sessions. Okay, so as a part of FILS, what we do here generally, the children with the age group of, who are the school going children nowadays, if you could ask them about anything what is the cost of 1 liter milk or what is the cost of 1 kilogram of potato, they are really unknown about it. Okay, so they don't know the value for the money. So as a part of this, to inculcate the value for the money, we introduce a concept called FILS, Financial Literacy Learning Sessions in Trellis. So with this, this is a kind of eye-catchy thing for the NCRC, and they are also, generally we are all consumers in this world. Yeah. Whatever, and some other means, you, me and all the people are consumers in this world.
Exactly.
So, but our children being a consumers, even though we have a lot of knowledge, we are getting sometimes disturbed with the things what we buy from the market, and sometimes we feel like we should go to the consumer court and all. But children are not aware about this. Yes. And the activity what we are doing, FILS, Financial Literacy Learning Sessions, that is a financial literacy itself a biggest thing for the children. And the consumers, and the consumer rights it's a kind of a, they need to go a long way to learn about this. So what they said, to bring up the awareness about this consumer rights, so they approached and they have seen the FILS activity what we are doing, and finally they linked up and they said every school has to follow this, and they identified our school not only for the FILS but so many other activities to encourage the entrepreneurship within the school, We are using the trellis, we are coming up with a concept called trellis business bees, encouraging the students to come up with their innovative ideas wherein the management can invest on their thoughts. So likewise, we got a good connection with NCRC, and consequently for the second year we've been recognized as the best school in following the best practices from the South India.
Great.
Yeah.
Can you share any specific initiatives or programs implemented in your school that promote consumer awareness and empowerment?
Consumer awareness in the sense like we came up with a business based concept, and also, as I told, the Phils. In the Phils program, what we have done, we invited a cobbler. Okay, so we invited a cobbler and we made the children to understand the hardship behind every single rupee, how the cobbler earns up, how many shoes that he need to repair, how many shoes that he need to polish. So we invited a cobbler as a chief guest to our school. Okay, so here if you could look through in this scenario, these people, when they reach the cobbler, these people are going to be the consumer, and he is giving a service as a part of repairing the shoes or a chapel, right? So this is how, first of all, they need to understand who's a customer, how they treat the customer, because at the moment, the two things here we are making the children to understand. One is the hardship behind every single rupee, how the people earn. Not only cobbler, 1 week if we are inviting cobbler, second week we will be inviting masoner, and third week we will be inviting a person who will be selling the fruits in the market.
Okay.
So likewise, they being the consumers, like how they buy the products, and what is the hardship behind every single rupee, how the merchants earn. So these things we are making the children to understand in detail through our activities in the school.
Great thing.
Yeah.
How does your school contribute to building a more informed and empowered society in terms of consumer rights?
See, consumer rights is being a citizen of India. It's a responsibility for every citizen to understand what is our rights. Okay, so human rights is something like every individual should understand about it, but most of the people are unaware about it. And as far as the consumer rights concerned, whichever the goods or a product what you take, that could be an iPhone or else any mobile phone or else a refrigerator, TV, whichever it is, not only the electronic goods but also the service. For example, if you are taking an apartment, if you are taking a building services from a builder, so whatever you take, when you are a consumer or customer, what rights that you hold, that is something which everyone need to understand. And I feel strongly that consumer rights education should be a part of the education system, wherein the children need to understand from the childhood level, wherein they will be getting a chance to raise the points, to raise the questions whenever they got looted, or whenever they got they feel like someone told something and something they have given, like if they feel such kind of things, like wherein they need to approach the consumer court. For that they need to understand their rights. So we being from being an educationist, and also we from the Trellis school, we are trying to inculcate this consumer rights and everything as a part of a learning. And we also came up with several activities in our schools, such as a weekly innovative learning program. As a part of it, we follow a program called SPA, Special Program Activity. So here we divided every day, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so into different themes. Monday we call it as International Current Affairs Day.
Okay.
Tuesday we call it as knowing about a thing, science behind. Okay. Wednesday we call it as a word analysis or word wall. Nice. Thursday we call it as a role play, and Friday we call it as a brainstorming. Saturday we call it as a jam session. So likewise every day with the different themes. Okay. So we restricted the classroom to 28 members, not more than that.
Okay.
So every day, the first period of the day, immediately after the assembly starts with SPA.
Okay.
Okay, means special program activity. 4 children will be selected, they will be given the topic, and they will be asked to stand in front of the classroom and they should speak about it.
Great.
For example, Tuesday, one topic has been given for the 4th grade children, such as like, why does sky appear red during the times of sunrise and sunset? There is a science behind.
Exactly.
Why does ocean appear blue? There is a science behind. When the children need to understand that science, and they need to talk in front of the students. So likewise, so many innovative things the children are getting to know every week. Okay, that's how I say like we are going beyond the book learning. And as far as consumers part concerned, we are going to inculcate as a part of our curriculum what the consumer rights that they hold.
Great. What strategies do you employ to ensure that students understand the importance of being informed consumers in today's society?
That's what I mean. As far as strategy is concerned, first of all, they need to understand what rights they hold. Nowadays, if you give 500 rupees to the children, they know how to spend it in a very fast way. But they are not understanding they are one of the consumer when they are spending that amount. Yes. So this awareness has to be brought up to within the children's mind. Okay, and we need to educate the child. Every parent need to educate the child whenever they are purchasing something. What are they purchasing? What is the expiration date? If the expiration date is coming nearer, wherein they will be rolling out some offers and all, and why they are rolling out the offers. So these things, this awareness has to be brought up within the children. Okay, so we from the Trellis school, we will be taking our children, even the pre-primary kids from the Trellis school, if you could look through, we will be taking them for the supermarkets as a field trip. We will be taking them to the hotels as a field trip. We will be taking them for the saloons as a field trips. There you are going to be the consumers.
Yeah.
So as a part of it, we have contributed so many things, knowingly or unknowingly, to the children, how as a customer that you need to behave and what things that you need to know before entering into that particular area. We have taken the children to the petrol pumps, we have taken children to the hotels, restaurants, and we have taken children to saloon shops, so many places. Pre-primary kids. Now they started teaching to their parents, like, I mean, mama, this is what you need to do when you reach to the petrol pump. This is what you need to do when you go to the supermarket. This is how you need to pay the bill. So they are understanding now.
In your opinion, what is significance of World Consumer Rights Day, and how does your school observe or commemorate it?
So World Consumer Rights Day is a wonderful day wherein everyone need to, get some awareness towards being a consumer, what rights that they hold. Okay, and I'm thankful to NCRC because they're coming up with a wonderful concepts in bringing up the awareness programs through this consumer rights, National Consumer Rights Commission, and also they are helping so many people. That's what I heard in the event as well. The people who are in need of justice. Okay, this National Consumer Rights Commission is coming forward, and definitely we are going to take this as a takeaway, and we are going to inculcate about consumer rights in an effective way, in the schools especially, and we are going to create some awareness programs in the schools because students are the pillars for the tomorrow. They are they have the bright future, right? So if they know what their rights are, if they know where they are supposed to be, if they know where they need to raise a question, and a few points that they have raised, like a district consumer rights commission, up to what level that we can go and file a suit on them, and in the state consumer rights commission, up to what level, above 2 crore, wherein we can go to the state consumer rights commission, and we are beyond 2 crores and all. Up to 2 crores State Consumer Rights Commission, beyond 2 crores National Consumer Rights Commission. This sort of awareness has to be brought up to the children, and we are going to do that.
Great. What role does your school play in advocating for consumer rights beyond its immediate community?
So we are already doing it as far as our roles concerned, because the fields activity and taking children to the field trips to the different sectors from the pre-primary, and so what things that they need to look at when they go to, as I told just a moment back, when they go to the supermarket, what things they will be considered. So this we are continuing it, but apart from that, it is too early to the children to understand more about the rights and all, but slowly we need to inculcate every single day. So not in an overnight that we can induce the entire knowledge of the consumer and consumer rights we can inculcate within the children, but slowly This is what your right is when you are buying something. This is what your right when you are going and purchasing something, wherein you will be reserving a right to ask them the questions. Like, I mean, for example, if you are under warranty, definitely you are eligible to claim that warranty. So these things the children has to know. But nowadays, most of the parents over pampering the children, and they are not aware about if something is not working properly after getting home. Like, I mean, they don't know whom to approach, and they're just throwing away. First, the parent need to be educated. So, as a part of our school, as a part of art of parenting sessions as well, like, I mean, these kind of things we will be inculcating this knowledge into the parents as well. It's schools as well as parents both need to educate the children towards the consumer rights.
What inspired you to develop this unique school concept?
That's a wonderful question. Like, I came from I studied in Nandyal, okay, and Nandyal is, of course, I mean, if you could consider with the metros like Delhi and all, it could be like tier 6 or tier 5 or tier 7 city. So fortunately or unfortunately, if you could look through, English is not being spoken in India, and of course I do studied from the government school. What motivated me to start up a school, if that, I mean, to answer that question, to enter into the corporate company, like, I mean, initially it was not a cakewalk for me at all. It was like just walking on eggshells. So I felt so many difficulties to crack my interviews with the corporate companies. And finally, one day I got an opportunity to, crack the interview with the multinational companies, and I served with several companies like Watson, IBM, and all. And I served with IBM for almost including Kenexa and IBM altogether 12.5 years. And later I felt like, that I should contribute something to change the society, wherein to step into the, that's the kind of a thought process which ran in my mind, and it has kind of a stepping stone for starting up a college. So I started a college. Then after I felt like, college is not enough to bring up the real grassroots level changes within the children. Definitely I need to step into the school. That's how the trellis has formed.
Great. What specific goals do you hope to achieve with your school concept?
A specific hope. See, we are stepping into the artificial intelligence world.
Great.
Okay. And if you could look through, the world today, the world is moving in a very faster pace. Any technology till R&D, it will take longer time. But post R&D, the pace will be accelerated. In the same pace we are. And as far as education part concerned, most of the schools, they are still following with the same legacy practices of chalk and desk method. The chalk piece and the board method, it's kind of, extincted.
Now we are in digital era.
Yeah. So we were talking about, digital literacy, but no longer digital literacy now. I can tell you, like, we are in the digital competency rather.
Great.
Okay. So our children, we are teaching our children on the digital boards, and children are digitally sound enough than the teachers, if you could look through. So my point is, like, what we wanted to bring up the changes in the sense, it is not about just an education. Education means, academic well-being, not just academic well-being, but also, as I often talk about, like, physical, emotional and social well-being is the critical elements where every school has to focus on. And that is where we are positioning uniquely to bring up this, to touch up this every element within the kids. So extracurricular activities and sports, and making them to think innovatively, spontaneity, enhancing within the kids, and creative thinking abilities inculcating within the kids. These are part of our curriculum.
How do you plan to integrate technology into your school curriculum, if at all?
We already integrated the technology in our school curriculum.
Great.
Okay, because every classroom is, we have a digital interactive panel boards installed in every classroom. Okay, and our children are technically sound enough, and they themselves searching every single thing, because nowadays, if you could look through, every student have access to information on their fingertips.
Can you describe the target demographic or community your school will serve?
target demographics. Okay. So first of all, we are targeting all the children to bring up their intellectual levels to the next, to the next level. So, and community, if you could look through, the world is a community for me as far as my language concerned.
Yeah.
So I wanted to change this community, means I wanted to change the world. So what I am targeting here, I want the school clusters should form. See, every school is unique, and likewise every child is unique. And if you are good in running, I may not expect to be good in writing as well. And if you are good in swimming, I can't expect to be good in reading skills. So every child is unique, and every child is gifted with $1 million talent. And it is the parents' responsibility as well as the school's responsibility to take the talent out from the children. And nowadays the parents are fallen into the race. Every parent wants their children to be topper. How could it be possible? It is impossible. They should not make the children to go into the race. I would truly appreciate if parents say, rather being those children to be on the top, if they look after, are their intellectual levels are really reaching? Are they really good enough to come up with the spontaneity to any sort of questions, whichever they get, encounter? So this is something wherein every parent need to look after. We are not in the race. Race is something different. We are in the process of changing the world. We are in the process of enhancing the intellectuality within the children. We are in the process of transforming a good citizens.
Yeah.
For that, massive work has to be done by the parents as well as by the staff, by the teachers. That is where we are focusing. We are contributing to the nation by providing a good citizens to the nation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your insights.
Thank you very much, Balu. Nice meeting you.